Good evening, racing fans, and welcome back to Grand River Raceway on this July 17th. Another Friday night card from right here in Elora. And tonight we are playing host to the Ontario Sire Stakes as the OSS is back in town. This time it is grassroots action for the 2-year-old pacing fillies. We have 5 divisions in total on tonight's 10 race card. Much better conditions tonight than last Friday, and we're set for what should be a very action-packed evening of racing. Mark McKelvey with you, going to take you through this evening's program. I'll set the scene for those OSS events, and we will also look ahead to the Pick 4, and throughout the night I will check in with selections as we make our way through this 10 race card. Before we dive into this evening's program, I want to remind you to go to our website, grandriverraceway.com, and there, if you aren't already on the website, you can find free past performance program pages to download, and you can also find out about our nightly betting contest, as well. You can go right to the page there, get all the details, and that's where you can enter so you can play along with this evening's action. Of course, you want to jump in and get right in and put down those dollars. Well, make sure you sign up for HPIBet.com and you can start wagering here tonight. Plenty of good wagering opportunities. The rookies can be tricky at sometimes to challenge, but lucky for us, we do have some lines to go off of from these rookies, as this is the second OSS leg of the season. So we've got some returning winners. We've had those who had good performances in that first grassroots leg, and we do have some that are dropping out of the OSS Gold, and of course they will likely draw lots of attention in their respective divisions. So let's dive right in right now, and we're going to take a look at the first division of the evening, and it kicks off in race number 1, where we have Win Play Show, Exacta, Trifecta, Superfecta, Daily Double, and Pick 3 wagering, all available on the opener. And in the first race, the morning line choice is starting from the second tier. That is number 9, CL Sport Extreme. Bob McClure is going to drive for trainer Danny Fontaine. Now this one is 5-2 on the morning line, was a winner in the first leg of the OSS Grassroots, a very impressive winner at that in 156 and 2. And when you look at this horse, you see a horse that baby raced pretty well, but got completely overlooked in the debut. Not quite sure maybe what the betting public was looking at on that occasion, but they saw someone they liked much better, and she ended up getting overlooked. This daughter sports writer went off at 24-1, and she comes through with a sweeping victory. She got into the outer flow and powered home a real strong final 8th, and that's what you'd love to see, a horse that's pacing hard through the line. She'll be tough to beat here tonight, but as I look through this division, I'm looking for somebody else that potentially jumps off the page. Well, how about number 3, Spittin' Chicklets? Colin Kelly's going to drive for trainer Bruce McDonald, and this one really rallied well in the last outing to get a 4th. 27-1 last quarter. It's never really shown any early speed, but does get a pretty good post position here tonight. And really looking to the rest of this field, I think here's one that's probably going to be situated pretty well. I think Colin Kelly's got a good feel for this one, has been right with her since her baby races, so you get that consistency with the same driver. Of course, a driver that's had so much success right here at this track. So I'm actually looking to number 3, Spittin' Chicklets, to pull off the upset. That's going to be my top choice over CL Sport Extreme. To highlight a couple more in this opening division, number 2, Sono Bello, drops out of the Gold, and as I mentioned, when you see those horses coming out of the Gold to the grassroots, they're usually going to get bet. They're going to draw a ton of attention. I think that'll be the case here, but you can't just get too wrapped up in that fact that a horse is coming out of the Gold. They've shown ability, sure, there's a reason their connections took that shot, but they don't have the confidence, and they're coming back looking to score some. Maybe you can find some little value. That's what I'm looking for, going with the 3, Spittin' Chicklets. Another one to keep in mind is the 6, Patina Sealster, a Jack Darling trainee who is making her career debut here tonight, just off one qualifier, and I think that means the connections know she is ready to go. Very formidable connections when you've got Jody Jameson and Jack Darling. That's number 6, Patina Sealster, one to definitely watch. 10-1 on the morning line. Get a look at her on the track. She could be one that you might want to consider. I'm going 3, 9, 2, 6 in that first division. The next division will come right up, right after the opener in race number 2, and in this second division of the OSS Grassroots, I'm going to find myself going with number 2, Cyclone Sister. Now, this is the back half of our early double. I think if Cyclone Sister comes through, you're likely going to end up being on the favorite here, so that's why we're looking to maybe get a bit of a price in the opener with Spittin' Chicklets, who's 4-1 on the morning line. But Cyclone Sister, this is a Nick Gallucci trainee who stormed home impressively in 26-4 to win her debut. We're looking for this one to double up in grassroots action. I thought she looked fantastic. It took her a second to probably get into top gear when she came off cover at the head of the lane, but when she got to that top gear, she had the looks of something real good. A shadow play filly who I think will be tough to beat in here. Looking to the rail starter, though, Awesome Hill. This is a horse that is 15-1 on the morning line, and of course the rail. always the best spot to be on a half-mile track. Chantel Mitchell trains this one. Randy Waples will drive. Didn't have a very good result in that career debut, and then followed up with a 7th in the grassroots. But what I'm looking here is the fact that she's already got 2 starts under her belt. She has learned what this whole racing game is about. And when she got off the rail in the 3rd quarter and she didn't go anywhere, that wasn't great in her last start, but I think she'll bounce back. I think she's learned what racing is about, like I mentioned, and she faced some really good fillies in her opening start. We're looking for her to get a little more confidence as she goes along, and of course, you can't knock a horse that's going to start from the rail, so we're trying to get a bit of a price underneath that favorite that we're going to put on top. Just rounding out my top.
Field for race number 1 is on the track for the post race. 1 is scratched, and number 2 is Sono Bello. Nick Stewart for Vic Putty and Johnny Marvento and Joe Arcaro. Number 3 is Spittin' Chicklets, Colin Kelly for Bruce McDonald and Martin Stables. And number 4 is Shiatsu Sealster, Louis Waugh for Richard Morrow and a numbered company. Number 5, She's in Control, Aaron Byron for Warren Casely. Number 6, Patina Silster, Jody Jamieson for Jack Darling. And number 7, Let's Roar, Jason Ryan for Greg McNair and Hutt Racing. Number 8 is Virtual Success, Robert Shepard for Robert Fellows and Yolanda Fellows and Blair Corbeil and Arpad Zabo. And number 9 is CL Sports Extreme, Bob McClure for Danny Fontaine. Field of 8, race number 1, scratched is 1 Clover. Let us get a look at this field of 2-year-old pacing fillies. First grassroots division. We'll start with number 6, Patina Sealster and Jody Jameson, $33,000 yearling purchase. And look at that qualifier. Came home in 27-2, so had a pretty big 55-3 back half in the qualifier. Certainly relaxed away in the first quarter, but then got rocking and rolling. Jody Jamieson and Jack Darling teaming up here on one that should have a good chance to roll. And you get 10-1 right now as the fans have gone elsewhere. And others to take a look at right now. Number 9, CL Sports Extreme. Well, has had one start, and it was a pretty effective start, winning by almost 4 lengths in 156-2. So CL Sports Extreme. And primetime Bob McClure driving for Danny Fontaine, looking to keep the win column going and make it a perfect 2-for-2. Now it has to work from the trailer post, but you do see in that race was almost 12 lengths back at the half and yet was able to come on and win. So CL Sports Extreme, 3-1. Definitely one that should have a chance to follow out some speed on the inside. We'll look at number 3, Spittin' Chicklets, who is a $41,000 yearling purchase, the most expensive of the yearling purchases in this field. And Spittin' Chicklets is one that also shows some pretty big closing quarters. In fact, you see a 26-4 July the 3rd, and that was the debut mile, so has had 2 starts. Spittin' Chicklets did close nicely last race to finish 4th, and now a definite chance to be on the top 3. Spittin' Chicklets is one that had 2 qualifiers as well as has had 2 races, so now shows some experience. Spittin' Chicklets and Colin Kelly, 5-1 on the board. And number 4, Shiatsu Sealster, Louis Waugh for Richard Morrow, and finished up that last race, an OSS event in 27-1 final quarter, but was just 12 lengths back at the quarter, too far back at Mohawk. So now Shiatsu Sealster, who will be leaving from post position 3. Louis Waugh and Richard Morrow teaming up, a strong combination. May have much more success in the second start here with this State Treasurer filly. Shiatsu Sealster is 7-2 on the board. The first race of Field of 8 to go to post shortly. Gate is rolling for race number 1. Sono Bello and Spittin' Chicklets on the inside. With Shiatsu Sealster, she's in control, and Patina Sealster in the center. On the outside, Let's Roar and Virtual Success. And the second tier, CL Sports Extreme. The field for race number 1. The first OSS Grassroots Division is at the start of the rough. Shiatsu Sealster, Patina Sealster, down to the inside, Sono Bello. The field works around that first turn. Sono Bello is able to get the lead. Sono Bello, and then CL Sports Extreme along to the inside, but now driving second, Shiatsu Sealster. CL Sports Extreme is on the inside, filling the pocket, and racing third. Spittin' Chicklets is fourth, and now she's in control, takes back, and is trying to get over to the pylons, and then it is Patina Sealster, and back to Let's Roar and Virtual Success, and now on the outside, sweeping up and reclaiming the front, Sono Bello. Sono Bello's got the lead. Shiatsu Sealster is second, and CL Sports Extreme is third, 28-3, the opening quarter. Spittin' Chicklets is racing fourth and has got cover. Is taking out from third. Goes CL Sports Extreme as the field comes off the turn, and then she's in control, is on the inside, racing fifth, Patina Sealster. Part of the outer flow, racing sixth, and seventh is Let's Roar. And now CL Sports Extreme has come on to grab the lead. 58-4 is the halftime, and CL Sports Extreme is able to clear to the front. And as they turn into the backstretch, that lead is a length and a half over Sono Bello. On the outside, Spittin' Chicklets is racing third, and then it is Shiatsu Sealster, and now Patina Sealster is moving up quickly on the outside. On the back of Spittin' Chicklets, and Spittin' Chicklets on the outside is closed within about a length of the lead of CL Sports Extreme. Inside, racing third, Sono Bello. Patina Sealster is rolling 3 wide now, and is come on, and is only about 2 lengths off the lead. And from the backfield coming, Virtual Success is making up a ton of ground. 3/4 127-3. CL Sports Extreme as they turn for home. CL Sports Extreme, Sono Bello and Spittin' Chicklets, and then Patina Sealster on down the stretch ride, but it is CL Sports Extreme to take the first OSS division. Shiatsu Sealster is second, and then it was Spittin' Chicklets and Virtual Success. 157 flat, CL Sports Extreme. On the board, we have a 9-4-3-8. Wheeling back in front of us, the winner of race number 1, the first Grassroots Division for 2-year-old pacing fillies. Number 9, CL Sports Extreme, a 2-year-old Sports Rider Bay filly, owned by Sheila Blanc Incorporated. Danny Fontaine's the trainer, and Bob McClure, the winning driver. 2 for 2 lifetime of the win column is 9, CL Sports Extreme. 157 flat. The first race, payouts of 9. CL Sports Extreme, 670, 280, 230 for Shiatsu Silter, 320, 293. Smitten Chiclets, 320. $2 exactor, $31.60 try, $41.50 superfecta, $171. The first race, order of finish from the top is a scratch 532 76841. That's scratch 532 76841.
Race number 2 is coming up, and we're going to continue on with OSS grassroots action for 2-year-old pacing fillies. We've already got one division in the books, 4 more to go. This caps off the daily double, and when you're trying to play the rookies, you're looking for something to latch on to. Well, how about the 2 Cyclone Sister? And what we saw from her last time out, it was her career debut, and she posted a fantastic victory in 1:55 and 4. She goes from post 2 here tonight. I'm looking for her to repeat. Just a great performance in that debut. Makes it hard to go against her, especially the fact that she drew a pretty good post. But in that start, it was how she did it and how she came through the line that really stood out to me. She was probably doing her hardest pacing in that final 8. So when she was kicking into gear late, she was absolutely flying. I think she'll be tough here. Looking for her to go back to back. How about the 1 Awesome Hill? We're going to get a little bit of a price on this daughter of Sunshine Beach. Trainer Chantel Mitchell sends her out for the 3rd time, so she's already got a couple starts under her belt. And last time out, when she got off the rail in the 3rd quarter, she didn't really go anywhere. That wasn't great. That doesn't give you a lot of confidence, but she draws well here tonight. She's got experience. She's going to move to the half. Sometimes horses excel when they get onto a different size track. And if you go back 2 starts, her career debut, she faced some really good fillies. And like I said, gets a good post. I think Randy Waples can make things happen with her to get a good chunk of this pie in race number 2. Rounding out my top 4 selections, the 5 Barefoot and Pregnant. Didn't race very well last time out, but she showed a lot in her debut, so that's what we're going to try and tap in on. This isn't as tough a group as she faced the last time, and we know that she's got a good brush in her, so we'll see if she can get some of it as well. She goes from the 5 hole, and then rounding out my top 4, number 7, Doc's Delight. This Blair Burgess trainee probably could have been rated higher had she drawn a little better. She was in a pretty speedy division the last time, and she still got some money. She qualified well. She raced pretty well. Plenty to like here. So I'm going to go 2-1, 5-7 here in race number 2. Best of luck with your wagers.
The field for the second race, the second grassroots division on parade. 1 is Awesome Hill, Randy Waples for Chantel Mitchell and Tom Hill. Number 2 is Cyclone Sister, Bob Clifford, Nick Gallucci, and Miller Farms. Number 3 is Feisty Betty, Sean Stacy for Hudson Stanobras. And number 4 is Watching Casey, Scott Calder for Anthony Beaton and Maneri Racing. 5 is Barefoot and Pregnant. Jason Ryan for Greg McNair and James Everett. Number 6 is Diamonds Are Twine. Paul McKenzie for Robert Fellows and Yolanda Fellows and Blair Corbeil and Arpad Zabel. Number 7 is Doc's Delight. Alpha Carol for Blair Burgess and Dr. Andrew Roberts. Number 8, Better Kiss the Man. Robert Shepard for Isabel Darvaux. And number 9 is The Barn Dogs Watching. Louis Waugh for Ted McDonnell and Julie Ferguson and Lloyd Stone. Well, fans, let's take a last-minute look at this field for the second grassroots division, and, well, we'll see if Primetime Bob can score in both halves of the early double. And Cyclone Sister, much like the one in the first, comes in off of a win, looking to make it 2 for 2. And a big final quarter, 26-4, flying at the finish. Mile of 55 for a very strong performance. That was an OSS Grassroots at Mohawk, July the 10th. So Cyclone Sister, 7 days later, looking to score a pair of OSS wins. Cyclone Sister and Primetime Bob's getting all the action at 3 to 5. Number 9, The Barn Dogs Watching and Louis Waugh for Ted McDonnell. Now this one does have a couple of starts already and a second and a third. The Barn Dogs Watching had been racing at Rideau Carleton, and now we'll try things here. And shows a 57-4 mile, a decent mile at Rideau Carleton last time out. Finished the mile well. Look at that back half of 56-3. Louis Waugh from the second tier with the Barn Dogs Watching is 10-1 on the board. Number 7, Doc's Delight. Well, does show a 54-4 mile in that last start, and that is the quickest mile that you see on the page. 54-4 in a grassroots. Now the division went a lot quicker, 53-2, so still only managed to score a fifth, but certainly shows some speed, and also is one that put up some strong speed in the qualifier, 56-2 mile in the qualifier, and came home with a 27-3 final quarter. So there's some serious speed with Doc's Delight. Alpha Carol for Blair Burgess. This one offers a chance to win, I think, despite the post, and is 6-1. At number 4, Watching Cassie, Scott Calder for Anthony Beaton. Well, raced well in the grassroots to finish third, and one that should be a contender again. Was able to leave reasonably well and be in the hunt all the way around to finish third. In fact, was right there at the top of the stretch, just tailed off in the late going. Watching Cassie and Scott Coulter is a longer play at 45-1 that may have a good chance to be on the top 3. Help the tractor pay at 40-1. The second race, it is a field of 9, second grassroots division. Going to post shortly. Gate is rolling for race number 2, taking up positions Awesome Hill, Cyclone Sister, and Feisty Betty on the inside. In the center, Watching Cassie and Barefoot and Pregnant. On the outside, Diamonds Are Twined, Dog's Delight, and Better Kiss the Man. And the second tier, the Barn Dogs Watching. Field for the second race, the second OSS Grassroots. Is at the start of the round. Feisty Betty's going to lead with Awesome Hill and Barefoot and Pregnant. And then it is Cyclone Sister and Watching Cassie. And Barn Dogs Watching driving through to the inside. Then the trailing three. Diamonds Are Twined. And to the outside, Better Kiss the Man. Dog's Delight is trailing the field. On down the back stretch they go. Barefoot and Pregnant now is going to hustle up and clear to the front. Feisty Betty's racing second. And Awesome Hill is racing third. Watching Cassie is watching from fourth, and then it is the Barn Dogs Watching, and back to, as they work on around the turn, Watching Cassie, and then we've got Diamonds Are Twined and Better Kiss the Men, and Dog's Delight, and they race their way around the turn. And at 25-1, Barefoot and Pregnant's got the lead. 29 seconds the opening quarter. Now up and driving on the outside comes Cyclone Sister. And Bob McClure is striding up first over his second and closing hard. Feisty Betty inside third. Awesome Hill is racing fourth. The Barn Dogs Watching's on the outside. 58-3 is the halftime. And Cyclone Sister is able to clear to the lead. Cyclone Sister now as they race on into the backstretch. Barefoot and Pregnant is racing second. The Barn Dogs Watching's on the outside third, and Feisty Betty is racing fourth, and then Diamonds Are Twined. Awesome Hill and Watching Cassie is back racing seventh, and then Better Kiss the Men and Dog's Delight is back trailing the field. They march on to three quarters. Cyclone Sister storms on up to three quarters and leads by about 2.5 lengths right now. Dueling for second, Barefoot and Pregnant, and the Barn Dogs Watching. And racing fourth is Feisty Betty. Then it is Diamonds Are Twined and Awesome Hill and Watching Cassie. Off that three quarters to 127, they turn for home. And Cyclone Sister is cruising well now. Cyclone Sister strides out strongly and is going to win it by about 7 or 8. Barefoot and Pregnant was second, and third was Feisty Betty. And fourth is between the Barn Dogs Watching and Watching Cassie. 155-4, Cyclone Sister. Wheeling back in front of us, the winner of race number 2. It's number 2, Cyclone Sister, a 2-year-old Shadow Play Bay filly, owned by Miller Farms, trained by Nick Colucci. Primetime Bob McClure with the driving double. 2 for 2 lifetime Cyclone Sister. 155-4 equals her career mark taken in her first start. Here are the second race payouts. Number 2, Cyclone Sister, 220, 220, 210. 5, Barefoot and Pregnant, 810, 553. Feisty Betty, 1060. The $2 exactor is $16.90. The dollar try, $185.75. Superfecta, $863. And the double, 9 and 2, $2 ticket, $10.70. Up next, race 3, note the scratch of 1, Society Jill. Colin Kelly drives for Share the Moment. Second race over a finish from the top. 813 526 874. That's 813 526 874. Field for race number 3 on parade. 1 is Scratch. Number 2 is Annie's Legacy. Paul McKenzie for Robert Fellows and Len Rosine. Number 3 is Celia by Emma. It's Brent Montana for Richard Marwin by Emma Farms. And number 4 is Share of the Moment. Cullen Kelly for Jody Cullen and Travis Cullen. And number 5, Miss Shannon Beach. Bob Glover, Danny Fontaine, and Gaetan Bono. Number 6, Lucky Town. J.R. Plot for Stefan LeBrock and David Abbott and Jackson Widdop. Number 7, Come On Son. Sean Stacy for Catherine and Mark Stacy and Steve Klonowski. And 8 is DG's Magic Moment. Randy Wabels for Chantel Mitchell and Daniel Supranat. Field of 7 for race number 3. Scratched is 1, Society Jill. Well, let's look at this field. And first we're going to start with number 2, Annie's Legacy. 55 and 4 mile, a solid second in a grassroots at Mohawk last him out and did work from well off the pace and in fact put up a 55 and 3 back half for that mile of 55 and 4. So that's a very strong performance. You get Paul McKenzie, who's certainly won a lot of races in the half-mile track and his fine career around about 8,700 or more. Annie's Legacy is one that now has had 2 starts as well as 2 qualifiers, so lots of experience. You also see a big final quarter in that first start, July the 3rd, 26 and 4 to finish beaten just a length, and was well back in that one as well. So we'll see if the plan is to leave it all from getting the inside advantage, but certainly can close 3-1. Number 3, Celia by Emma, Brett McDonald and Richard Morrow. This one raced in the grassroots and also was second last amount, 56 mile, just a tick slower than Annie's Legacy. And 27 and 1 came powering home. Went to the front and then did get kind of shuffled a little bit back to 5th after having a pocket trip, then getting shuffled back to 5th, a length and a half at the top of the stretch, but was able to come on and finish second. Pretty strong performance, and also had a start July the 2nd at Rito Carlton that was reasonably good, but that last one was a nice step forward. Celia by Emma, 5-2. Right now is also getting a lot of action on the board. Number 4, Share the Moment and Colin Kelly. 56 and 2 mile last race, a pretty competitive 4th place finish with a strong final quarter of 27 and 2, and you see a 26 and 3 final quarter July the 3rd in her debut mile at 57 and 1. So Share the Moment might be one that can share the top 3 and maybe even win at a price and upset some of the others that are getting more action, because Share the Moment certainly shows some wheels and is 13-1. Now fans right now are making number 5, Miss Shannon Beach, the favorite. And this is one that, well, Bob Clure should have a chance to get 3 in a row before he heads off to Mohawk. Miss Shannon Beach, 55 and 4 mile in that grassroots. So that equals the best time of Annie's Legacy at 55 and 4, and a tick faster than Celia by Emma. Miss Shannon Beach has had 2 qualifiers to get ready, as well as that start at the OSS at Mohawk just a week ago. So Miss Shannon Beach and Bob Clifford, Danny Fontaine looking to make it 3 for 3. 8-5 on the board, slight favorite. Actions have reasonably balanced between the 2, 3, and 5, but right now Miss Shannon Beach, slight favorite. The 3rd race of Field of 8, the 3rd grassroots division, going to post in less than 2 minutes. Gate is rolling for race number 3. Taking up positions, it'll be Annie's Legacy and Celia Byam on the inside. In the center, Share of the Moment, Miss Shannon Beach, and Lucky Town to the outside. Come on, son, and DG's Magic Moment. It's a field of 7 for the third OSS Grassroots Division for 2-year-old pacing fillies, and they're into the stretch, approaching the start. And they're off. And they're getting out rather evenly. Annie's Legacy, though, with inside advantage. Celia Byam. Annie's Legacy, Celia Byam. Share of the Moment comes away third. And then racing on the inside, Miss Shannon Beach is fourth. But now driving on and taking over fourth goes DG's Magic Moment. Miss Shannon Beach relaxed away fifth. And then Lucky Town. And Come On Son, they roll on to the opening quarter. Annie's Legacy and Paul McKenzie takes them to the quarter. Has a lead of a length and a half over Celia Byam. Share of the Moment is third, 29 seconds, the opening panel. DG's Magic Moment is fourth, and Miss Shannon Beach is fifth as they race off the turn. And now is going to come to the outside. Then it is Lucky Town and Come On Son. And they work their way off the turn. And it is Annie's Legacy. On the inside, Celia Byam. Here comes Miss Shannon Beach now. Miss Shannon Beach is sweeping up on the outside and is taking over second. And is just a half length off the lead. They work past the half in 59 seconds. Annie's Legacy and Miss Shannon Beach. And then on the inside, Celia Byam. And then it is Share of the Moment. And racing fifth as they work into the back stretch is DG's Magic Moment. But now Miss Shannon Beach has got a lead of a couple of lengths as they roll on down the back stretch. Annie's Legacy is second. Then stepping to the outside, Share of the Moment, but Celia Byam right now holds on to third. Share of the Moment is racing fourth. And then a gap of a couple. DG's Magic Moment way back. Come On Son. They march on by 3/4. Miss Shannon Beach is sunbathing on the lead. Is in front by about length and 3/4. And they work their way towards the top of the stretch. Miss Shannon Beach, Annie's Legacy, and Share the Moment. And Celia Byam on down the stretch by Miss Shannon Beach. Annie's Legacy is coming back on. Annie's Legacy on the outside is going to grab the win. Miss Shannon Beach was second. Celia Byam and Share the Moment, 156 flat. Annie's Legacy. Wheeling back in front of us is the winner of race number 3, the third Grassroots Division. It's number 2, Annie's $5 Superfecta, 68.35. third race. Order of finish from the top is a scratch 1342765. That's scratch 1342765. Field for race number 4 is on parade. One Popular Artie, Scott Quilliver, David Keys, and Patrick Gallagher. Number 4 is Sir James the Great, Jason Ryan for Dag Henriksen and Gary Volpe. Number 5, Storm Chaser, J.R. Plot for Jim Wellwood and Jeffrey Wellwood. Number 6, Edom's Better Shark, Daryl Thiessen for Jeffrey Williamson. Number 7, To Jennifer's Credit, Paul McKenzie for Sean Arnott. Number 8, Grandpa Knows Bass, Bruce Richardson for Chris Haskell and Judith Shelton. 9 is Walk It Talk at Travis Henry for Martin Lachance. Number 10, Don't Exclude Me, Austin Sorey for Ruth Moore and James Hasty. And number 3 is Cote d'Azur, Alpha Carol for Blair Burgess and Corinne Olson Burgess and RAW Equine and James Walker and Sterling Fisher. Field of 9 for race number 4. Let us get a look at this field. Now, we're going to start with the Tough Post Grandpa Knows Best. And, well, Grandpa Knows Best, 4 starts this year, 3 of them wins, and a solid second. But has to deal with a tough post. And you do see this one having post 8 last September here. And didn't leave much now. Did work hard late and was beaten only 2 lengths, finishing 7th. But that's the post position, what it can do to you. Certainly is one that is racing extremely well, but the post position makes it an iffier situation, and yet you're looking at 4 to 5. Grandpa Knows Best does show coming in off of a pretty dominant 56-1 win and came home in 27-4 and was just outstanding. But that was post 1. 4 to 5 is the price. We'll see if Grandpa Knows Best and Bruce Richardson for Chris Haskell can overcome the post. Number 9, Walk It, Talk It. Well, raced at Mohawk last race in 53-1. Now was well back because the race went in 151, but that speed should compare well here. And also you do see this one racing one level below this back in the middle of June. A competitive second, beaten just a length. So Walk It, Talk It, and Travis Henry, Turk Henry, is currently on the board at 10-1. Number 3, Cote d'Azur and Alfie Carroll, 5-1 on the board. Now raced from the trailer post last race and wasn't able to really get into the race, although came home with a 28-second final quarter. This will be just the 3rd start of the year. I note this one did win a couple of times last year as a 2-year-old, and it took a mark here 58-1 as a 2-year-old. So Cote d'Azur at 5-1. Alpha Carroll for Blair Burgess should be a contender. And number 5, Storm Chaser, is 6-1 on the board right now, 57-4 last time out, and has made the top 2 and 5 of 12 on the year. So Storm Chaser can be a factor for a share and is 6-1. Fans have made number 8, Grandpa Knows Best, the even money favorite. Don't forget the number 10, Don't Exclude Me, is not excluded from this race, is moving in. The 2 is out, the 10 is in. Field of 9 going to post shortly. Gate is rolling for race number 4. It's a field of 9 for the fourth race, and they're into the stretch drive. Here they come. Field for the fourth race is at the start of the round, and Poplar Artie and Sir James the Great and Edam's Better Shark on the outside as the field works on around the turn. And Don't Exclude Me, but right now Edam's Better Shark is going to swim right out and get the lead. Poplar Artie is second. Don't Exclude Me is on the inside third. Sir James the Great is caught on the outside fourth, and then Walkie-Talkie is fifth, and then racing position sixth. Grandpa Knows Best, Cote d'Azur. Then it is back to Storm Chaser and to Jennifer's Credit, and Poplar Artie now has claimed the lead. Edam's Better Shark is 2.25 back, racing second. 28-1 the opening quarter. Don't Exclude Me is racing and is not excluded from the top three, is right there third. Now moving on the outside, Sir James the Great, but carried out 3 wide. Grandpa Knows Best as they race their way on towards us. Grandpa Knows Best is on the 3 wide path and now is able to get in front of Sir James the Great and is quickly sweeping up against Poplar Artie. Halftime was 58-3. Poplar Artie, Grandpa Knows Best on the outside as they work their way about into the backstretch now. Edam's Better Shark is racing third, and Sir James the Great is fourth. Fifth to the inside, Don't Exclude Me. Then Cote d'Azur and Walkie-Talkie and Storm Chaser, and then to Jennifer's Credit on down the backstretch they go. Poplar Artie trying to fend off Grandpa Knows Best. Poplar Artie and Grandpa Knows Best and Edam's Better Shark. And then Sir James the Great and Don't Exclude Me. They hustle on that final turn, and Poplar Artie right now is still holding on to the lead. Advantage is a neck. 3/4, 127-1. Edam's Better Shark went off stride and is taken safely to the inside, inheriting third. Don't Exclude Me on down the stretch drive they come. Poplar Artie on the inside. Grandpa Knows Best on the outside keeps on driving it up the inside. Here comes Walkie-Talkie. Grandpa Knows Best and Walkie-Talkie. And then Poplar Artie and Don't Exclude Me, 156-2. On the board, 8-9-1-10. Wheeling back in front of us. The winner of number 4, it's race number 4, it's number 8, Grandpa Knows Best, a 3-year-old Badlands Hanover Bay gelding, owned by Chris Haskell and Judith Shelton. Chris Haskell, the trainer. Bruce Richardson, the winning driver. 4th win in 5 starts this year for Grandpa Knows Best. 5th win lifetime. 156-2. The fourth race of Payouts. And a Grandpa Knows Best for $43 to 60. 9 Walkatalk at $8.80 and $6.40. And 1 Poplar Artie, $5. $2 Exactor, $30. $20 Tribe, $92. $35 Superfectus, $675. $65. Here is the fourth race order finish from the top. It's a 3 scratch 7 5 8 9 6 1 2 4. That's 3 scratch 7 5 8 9 6 1 2 4. Field for race number 5 is on parade. One is Bologna. Ken Weiss for Christina Anderson. Number 2 off-road Hanover Jason Ryan for Mario by Elaja the stable. There is number 3 St. K. Blair Burgess drives the trains for Corinne Olsen Burgess and Sterling Fisher. Number 4 Rivers on the Go. Mike Horner for Mike LaRiviere. And number 6, Flick Flack Flanagan. Bruce Richardson for Rennie Dion and Lyant Flanagan. Number 7, Credit Skill. Anthony Hunt for Bill Budd and John Mellenbacher and Chad Mellenbacher. 8 is Willie Walton, Daryl Thiessen for Jim Skellhorn Jr. 9 is Just T. Natasha Day for Pam Forkey. And there is 5, Wheelie Twicky. Alfie Carroll for Corey German and Brenda German. Well, fans, let's get a look at this field, and we're going to start once again with number 8, Willie Walton. Back-to-back races where the 8 was the favorite. That's unusual. And the last race, the 8-horse, Grandpa Knows Best, was able to get the job done. We'll see if the same thing can happen here. Back-to-back 8s winning as favorites is highly, highly unusual. In fact, I'd be shocked if it's ever happened before here, but anything can happen. Willie Walton, 2-1, and Willie Walton did qualify in 2 minutes and 1. Pretty solid back half of 58 and 1. And maiden trotters here. Willie Walton, 6-year-old, that's a little late getting to the start, but getting a lot of billing. Others, number 7, Credit Skill and Anthony Hahn, also 2 minutes and 1/5, and is one that had a 58 and 2 back half, so pretty solid there. Credit Skill flashing that skill. 3-year-old Credit Winner making a first start and is on the board at 4-1. Number 3, St. K, also a first-time starter and qualified in 2:03 and 2 at Mohawk. Now, came home in 29, but just kind of moseying along for a good chunk of the race, but did pick it up very strongly in that final quarter. This is a 2-year-old Sebastian K. Sebastian K.S. Colt. So St. K and Blair Burgess, and you saw that he was pretty excited to be here in the post parade. St. K is 19-1, and number 2 Off-Road Hanover, well, has had one start and was leaving at a post 7 here. Managed to come on and finish 4th, so maybe Off-Road Hanover now can build off of that 4th with a better post position and get on to the try ticket. Is on the board at 14-1. Number 8, Willie Walton, is 2-1 as the favorite. Less than 2 minutes to post. Fans, note in race number 10, note that number 1, Shimar's Lady Havoc, the driver will be Scott Young. Scott Young drives 1, Shimar's Lady Havoc in the 10th. And also note that number 3, Hammock Feisty, the driver Jason Ryan. Jason Ryan drives 3, Hammock Feisty in the 10th. Gate is rolling for race number 5, taking up positions. Bologna, Off-Road Hanover, and St. K on the inside. In the center, Rivers on the go and Wheelie Twicky to the outside. Flick Flack Flanagan, Credit Skill, and Willie Walton. The second tier, Just T. Field for the 5th race is at the start, and they're off, and Willie Walton wobbled off stride at the start and has spotted the field about half dozen lengths. They race their way on into the backstretch. Off-Road Hanover has the lead on down the backstretch, and racing second, Wheelie Twicky. Bologna is third. St. K is racing fourth, and then Just T. Then it is back to Credit Skill, Flick Flack Flanagan, and Rivers on the go, and Willie Walton's trailing the field. They race on to the opening quarter. Off-Road Hanover at 16-1. Leads the field past the opening quarter in 31-1, and the lead right now is 2 lengths. Racing second, Wheelie Twicky, and Bologna is third. Then fourth is St. K. Rivers on the go is on the outside now. Then Just T. Willie Walton is racing seventh. Then Credit Skill as the field comes off the turn and works on towards us, and then moving to the outside, Flick Flack Flanagan. They race their way up towards the half. Off-Road Hanover and Jason Ryan with the lead. Here comes Rivers on the go on the outside. It's only about a half length off the lead. 1:03-1 is the halftime as they work their way on into the backstretch. And it is Off-Road Hanover, Rivers on the go. And Rivers on the go is going to go and take the front. And now St. K on the outside is moving and has grabbed second. Off-Road Hanover is weakening on the inside. And Willie Walton has made it up to fourth and now is about to take over third and looking for a huge recovery after that early break. They march up to 3/4. Rivers on the go has the lead. St. K is second. Willie Walton is bearing down, and then it's a gap of 3 or 4. Wheelie Twicky, and then Off-Road Hanover and Flick Flack Flanagan, and then Credit Skill and Bologna. Up that 3/4, 1:33. Rivers on the go, but here comes Willie Walton on the outside. Willie Walton, as they come on down the stretch. Rob Rivers on the go. Willie Walton, Rivers on the go. Willie Walton, maybe it's close. Willie Walton and Rivers on the go. And then St. K and Wheelie Twicky, and the inquiry sign up as well pertaining to the start in number 8, Willie Walton. In the win photo, it went to number 8, Willie Walton. Wow. The inquiry is up pertaining to the start in that break of number 8, Willie Walton. Back in front of us, the unofficial winner of race number 5. It is 8, Willie Walton, 6-year-old CR Royal Flush Brown horse, owned by Jim Skellhorn Jr., who's also the trainer, Daryl Thiessen, unofficial winning driver, Willie Walton in 202 and 3. Wow. And fans note the inquiry sign will go down. The judges ruling the number 8 Willie Walton did not violate the braking regulations and will stand. The fifth race of mutual payouts. Number 8, Willie Walton, 410 to 72.80. 8 Rivers on the go for $40 and $4 and 3 cent K, 730, $2 exactor at 24.20. Dollar try, 141.20. Dollar superfecta, 657.50. Sixth race up next, the fourth grassroots division. fifth race order of finish. On the board is 763-245-819. That's 763-245-819.
We're swinging into the back half of this 10-race card here tonight at Grand River Raceway, and race number 6. It's time for us to pick back up with the OSS grassroots action for 2-year-old pacing fillies. You look at this 6th race, and you can't help but notice number 9, Sportsfire. She certainly jumps off the page after a very impressive 153-2 victory in the first OSS grassroots event. That happened a week ago at Woodbine Mohawk Park. She was great in that race, and a well-rated winner by driver Bob McClure. She definitely did some good pacing in that middle half, but in the lane he kept the rivals at bay, he kept the rail shut and got the victory. But this one will start from the second tier here tonight, doesn't retain the driving services of Bob McClure, and Anthony Hahn's going to have to try and map out the winning journey. I think he's got the talent here and he knows exactly how to win races here. But I think you'll see a low price on the 9 Sportsfire, so I'll go a different direction and try the 2 Haley's Little Comet. You're probably not going to get much better of a price here, but here's one that comes out of the gold, made a break before the start, so never really got raced. She's got a couple good qualifiers under her belt. Trainer Anthony Beaton's got some nice 2-year-olds this year, so I'll put the 2 on top over the 9, and then let's round out our top 4, the 3 French Shaker and the 5 a la mode Sealster. I'm going to go 2, 9, 3, 5. This should be a fantastic division of the OSS Grassroots. Best of luck and enjoy race number 6.
Field for the 6th race on parade. 1, Georgia, January. It's Tyler Moore for Alan Fair and Elizabeth Fair. Number 2, Haley's Little Comet. Scott Coulter for Anthony Beaton and Thomas Dillon and Scott Dillon. Number 3, French Shaker. Randy Waples for Chantel Mitchell and Windermere Stables and Robert Mascara and William and Tanya Rochetti. Number 4, bottom of the 9th, Brett McDonough for Rod Boyd and Jefferson Davis. And 5, Alamo Sealster, Jason Ryan for Greg McNair and Marie Cox. And number 6, Steelmate Treasure, it's Nick Stewart for Vic Putty and Lloyd Stone. Number 7, a Black Diamond, Scott Young for Corey Jaws and Brad Gray. 8 is Early Bird Special, Aaron Byron for Kamanasila and Denarban Stables. And number 9 is Sportsfire, Anthony Hunt for Dan Legacy and Fred Brayford. Field of 9 fourth grassroots division. And first up, we'll stay right there and take a look at 9 Sports Fire, 53 and 2 mile. We heard Mark mention Sports Fire just keeping the inside occupied and not letting anyone squeeze up the inside in the stretch in that second start at Mohawk and winning. But 53 and 2, that is just outstanding, and clearly is Mark's Sports Fire is the one to beat. The question mark will be what kind of trip that she can work out from the second tier. How can Anthony Hahn get this one from the trailer post around the track and grab the lead? Sports Fire, 8 to 5 on the board. We'll take a look at some others. Number 5, Alamo Sealster. Well, is one that raced well in that grassroots last race, parked early, and had a pocket trip, had the lead at the top of the stretch, and finished a second, 57 and 1. Pretty nice mile. Had 3 qualifiers as well to get ready. Alamo Sealster is one that, well, if she came out on top, well, 12 to 1 on the board. Number 2, Haley's Little Comet. Haley's Little Comet raced in the gold last race and made an early break, so wasn't able to get into it. But you do see a couple of qualifiers and a solid final quarters in each of the 2 qualifiers. Haley's Little Comet and Scotty Coulter for Anthony Beaton, 11 to 1 on the board. And number 1, Georgia January, is one that raced on the half-mile track in Hanover for her first start, just a mile of 2:02 and 2. But nonetheless, it was a very competitive second, beaten just a neck, and does show qualifying in 58 and 3 at Mohawk July the 4th. But in that qualifier, 56 and 3 back half. So Georgia January might have more speed than it looks like, and also made an early break in that qualifier and still put up that mile of 58 and 3. Georgia January, 11 to 1 on the inside. I think if you're looking for a sleeper, maybe it's the one, Georgia January. And 11 to 1 seems like a good price. But right now, number 9, Sports Fire, on the board at even money. It is rolling for race number 6. It is the fourth grassroots division. Georgia January on the inside with Haley's Little Comet and Friend Shaker. In the center, bottom of the ninth, and Alamo Sealster on the outside. Steal Me a Treasure, a Black Diamond, and Early Bird Special, the second tier Sports Fire. The field for race number 6 is nearing the start. And they're off. Georgia January from the inside. Alamo Sealster, Steal Me a Treasure, and a Black Diamond. And now coming on is Haley's Little Comet. They work their way around that first turn. Haley's Little Comet. Off stride goes Georgia January. A Black Diamond is pressing on hard from the outside. And a Black Diamond is going to come on and take the lead right now for Scott Young. Racing second, Alamo Sealster. And then it is Haley's Little Comet. And fourth is Steal Me a Treasure. Fifth to the quarter is Sports Fire. Then we've got French Shaker. And then for the back is bottom of the ninth, an Early Bird Special, 28-4, the opening quarter. And it's a Black Diamond at 25-1 who's got the lead and is in front of Alamo Sealster. And then racing position third, Haley's Little Comet. Steal Me a Treasure moves to the outside as they race their way off the turn. And providing cover for Sports Fire on the outside. French Shaker on the outside. Down to the pylons is bottom of the ninth. And Early Bird Special is trailing. And off that 28-4 opening quarter, the half was 59-3. A Black Diamond is leading. A Black Diamond, Steal Me a Treasure. On the outside is second now. Alamo Sealster on the inside third. And Sports Fire is racing fourth and getting up a little closer, but still about 4 off the lead. And then it is back to Haley's Little Comet and French Shaker and bottom of the ninth. And Early Bird Special. They race on towards three quarters. A Black Diamond now wheeling up strongly. Here comes Sports Fire. They march on by three quarters and a Black Diamond. Sports Fire is firing hard on the outside. Three quarters, 128-2. And coming with Sports Fire is French Shaker. On the inside, Steal Me a Treasure. Sports Fire's grabbed the lead now. It is Sports Fire and a Black Diamond as the field turns for home. On down the stretch drive, the coming French Shaker is now second and trying to collar Sports Fire. Sports Fire continues though. Sports Fire has plenty of fire left. French Shaker was second. And then it was Haley's Little Comet, a Black Diamond, and Alamo Sealster, 157-3, Sports Fire. On the board, we have 93275. That's 93275. Wheeling back in front of us, the winner of race number 6. It's 9, Sports Fire, a 2-year-old sports Rider Bay filly. Owned by Fred Brayford, trained by Dan Legacy. Anthony Hahn, the winning driver. Second win in just 3 starts, Sports Fire, 157-3. The sixth race payouts, 9 Sports Fire, 330 to 3210. 3 French Shaker, 550, 352. Haley's Little Comet, 260. $2 exact or $11.50. Dollar Try, $18.15. Dollar Win for $47.55. And the Dollar High Five, $658.95. Here is the sixth race silver finish from the top. 932 658 471. That's 932 658 471.
Race number 7. We're going to start another pick 4. We just wrapped one up on race number 6. Now we're going to kick off our late pick 4, which is going to take us through the remaining races on the card. We're back over to the trot, and I like number 5, Enchanting Gal here. Jason Ryan driving for trainer Brad Maxwell. Now she moves over here from Woodbine Mohawk Park, where she was 3rd in the maiden. The maiden this time of the year, it's not exactly easy. And in that race, you look at who finished ahead of her, and the winner in that occasion came back and had a real good performance in an OSS grassroots event. So on paper, I think number 5, Enchanting Gal, is likely the best, but this is her first try over a half, so you have to wonder how she will handle making a few extra turns, but I don't think the connections would slide her into this spot if they didn't think she was going to come through with the victory. How about number 4, Timel Dazzle? Couldn't keep up in the 2-hole last time and ultimately was 3rd. Second start, though, should offer an improvement. I'm going to look for that. So I'm going 5-4 up top. The 8 Barnum is going to slide into my third slot here for this 7th race. Tries a half for the first time this year. This is an easier spot for the 3-year-old filly, and the post does make things unlikely for the victory, as I believe post position 8 on the trot this season coming in tonight was 1 for 32. But I think Barnum can definitely get a piece of it. And as can the 7, Ella, who should take some support in here. Comes back to Grand River after 2 starts at Mohawk Park. Wasn't a player there, but is in the same race that the 5 was, Enchanting Gal. She didn't have quite as good a result. That's why I'm slotting her down here. And that's why I'm going with the 5, Enchanting Gal. 5-4, 8-7 to kick off this late pick 4. Make sure you get your wagers in and get in on the action as we head towards the final few races on this Friday night.
Field for the 7th race on parade. 1, Allegra Sealster, Alfie Carroll for Richard Carroll and Mary Carroll and Angela Carroll. 2 is scratch. 3 is Mass Amount of Wine, Travis Henry for Madeline Henry and Wayne Allison. Number 4 is Time Will Dazzle, Scott Coulter, Tony O'Sullivan, and Time Will Farms. But there is a look at number 5, Enchanting Gal, Jason Ryan for Brad Maxwell. Number 6, Remember I'm Royal, Blair Burgess for Steve Stewart. And 7 is Ella, Eddie Green for Emily Montour. Nine is Got the Touch, Colin Kelly for Bob McIntosh and CSX Tables and Dave Boyle. There now is a look at 4, Time Will Dazzle and Scott Coulter. And number 10 is Bramasol Hanover, Scott Young for Luke Blay and Determination. 7th race, it is a field of 8, scratches of 2 and 8, but no 10. Bramasol Hanover scores post position 2. Let us get a look at this field, and we're first going to start with number 5, Enchanting Gal, and one that raced in 58-4 at Mohawk last race. Finished a solid 3rd, battled hard on the outside, did come home in 28-4. So overall, it was a pretty fine performance. And that was the first one of the year. Had 4 tries last year as a 2-year-old. Didn't make the top 3, but that was a solid performance and off of a good qualifier. Enchanting Gal and Jason Ryan for Brad Maxwell. He is right now on the board at 6-1. Number 4, Time Will Dazzle. Well, 3rd place finish last time out. That was the first start of the year, so definitely a race to build on. That was right here, so you know Time Will Dazzle was able to get smoothly over the half-mile track. Had 6 tries also last year as a 2-year-old. Time Will Dazzle and Scotty Coulter is right now on the board at 6-1. Number 7, Ella and Eddie Green is right now the even money favorite. Now, Ella did race at Mohawk each of the last couple races. Last race was way back early, did a lot of work on the outside and swept up 3 wide. Now, did come home in 28-2 and finished 7th, beaten 4.5. A race to build on. Tough post, though, again. Ella and Eddie Green is on the board at even money. And number 10, Bramasol Hanover. Well, you do have to make a note because this is one that is set up by Luke Blay, Scott Young driving. And Does have a couple of runner-up finishes this year. Raced in the grassroots last race at Clinton. Was able to get over the half-mile track. Beaten 2.5 lengths, finishing 6th. Bramisol Hanover had post 2 in that one and gets post 2 again. In fact, this is the 4th consecutive post 2 for Bramisol Hanover. Bramisol Hanover. Scott Young for Luke Blay. 10-1. You got a Luke Blay horse at a price 10-1 right now. The starting gate is rolling for race number 7. Taking up positions of Legris Sealster, Bramisol Hanover, and massive amount of wine on the inside. In the center, Timel Dazzle and Enchanting Gal. To the outside, Remember I'm Royal and Ella. And the second tier, Got the Touch. It's a field for the 7th race that is at the start of the rough and Got the Touches off stride. Timel Dazzle is leaving with Enchanting Gal. And on the inside, Bramisol Hanover. Timel Dazzle and Bramisol Hanover. Bramisol Hanover's got the lead. Timel Dazzle continues to dazzle and is working on the outside and is just about a head off the lead. Then a gap of 4 or 5, and a massive amount of wine is racing third. Ella to the outside is positioned 4th. Then Enchanting Gal is 5th. Then it is Allegra Sealster and Remember I'm Royal and Bramisol Hanover with the lead as they get past the opening quarter, 28-4. Timel Dazzle was able to take back and get over to the pylons, and Ella now has moved up and is 3rd. Massive amount of wine is racing 4th as the field works on towards us, and then Enchanting Gal, Allegra Sealster and Remember I'm Royal. Bramisol Hanover and Scott Young's got the lead. Timel Dazzle is 2nd. Ella's racing 3rd and is about 4 1/4 from the front. Then massive amount of wine, and to the outside Enchanting Gal. Then it is Allegra Sealster and Remember I'm Royal. 1 minute flat was the halftime. And the field works their way into the backstretch. Bramisol, Hanover, and Scott Young still with the front. Leads 2 1/4. Time will Dazzle trying to work closer. Ella's racing third, and Ella's going to move on the outside right now as they hustle on to 3/4 and now getting closer. Time will Dazzle. Bramisol Hammer, the lead is down to just about a length on the outside. Time will Dazzle. Bramisol Hanover and Time will Dazzle. Then mass amount of wine now uncorking some speed and has moved through on the inside to take over third. Ella's racing fourth, and then Enchanting Gal and Allegra Sealter. 3/4 was 1:30, and the field reaches for the top of the stretch. Time will Dazzle in the outside. Bramisol Hanover on the inside, on down the stretch drive they come. Massive amount of wine is up the inside, on down the stretch drive they come. They're fanned out. Time will Dazzle. Bramisol Hanover. Time will Dazzle wins. Bramisol Hanover was second. Massive amount of wine, and Ella 2 minutes and 3/5. Wheeling back in front of us is the winner of race number 7. It's number 4, Time will Dazzle. Number 4, Time will Dazzle, is a 3-year-old Cadabra brown filly, owned by Time Farms, trained by Tony O'Sullivan. Scotty Coulter, the winning driver. First win for Time will Dazzle. 2 minutes, 3/5. And a special welcome to groom Kim Epoch in the winner's circle with the Time will Dazzle.
Did you see her? She's like, huh? Thank you.
The 7th race payouts, number 4, Time will Dazzle, 1740, 620, 370, 10. Bramisol Hanover, 860, 650. 3, Massive Amount of Wines, 620. $2 exactor, 154.80. Dollar try, 272.35. 20-cent super, 498.96. Seventh race over finish from the top is a 6 scratch 3. 1574 scratch 82. That is 6 scratch 3. 1574 scratch 82.
Race number 8 on this Friday night. It's time to wrap up the OSS Grassroots action, but after we get through this, we still got 2 more to go. But race number 8, as I mentioned, 2-year-old pacing fillies, 5th and final division of the OSS Grassroots, and we've seen some fillies that already had starts under their belt. They're showing improvement, but here in this 8th race, I'm going with a debuting number 3, Always Watching. She's a daughter of He's Watching, coming out of the Ben Wallace barn. I really liked her qualifier last time where she made a good brush to the lead in the second quarter. Very professional looking effort, and because of that, I think she'll come here tonight and be able to deliver in her debut and grab some of that OSS money and grab some points on this season schedule. But like I said, really liked her qualifier, and I think with the way this race will shake out, I've got the 2 Beach Moment for second, the 1 the King's Queen for third. There's going to be speed in here. I don't think Scott Young has to be too aggressive in the early going. He knows what he's got in this filly. He knows she's got a good brush in her, so maybe he sits off early, makes that move to the lead after the quarter, and we'll see if she can go all the way. But things could get mixed up here. Also, make sure you keep your eyes on the 4 Drinks All Round. There's a filly that was raced on the front end in her last start. Doesn't appear that she liked that. They'll probably change up the tactics. So I'm going 3, 2, 1, 4. Hard to get away from the inside in this 8th race, which kicks off our final pick 3 of the evening.
Field for race number 8 on parade. There is number 2 Beach Moment, Paul McKenzie for Blake McIntosh and Hutt Racing. And 3 is Always Watching, Scott Young for Ben Wallace and Wallace Standardbreds and Knobloch Racing. 4 is Rinks All Round, Colin Kelly for Rick Zeron and Brent Hopper and Kyle Gray. Number 5 is Kim Tullamore for Dr. Ian Moore and Wilma James McKenzie. Number 6 is Amini. It's J.R. Plott for Isaac Waxman and Tess Waxman and David Morgan. And number 7 is Marvelous Kiss. Scott Will for Robert Fellows and Yolanda Fellows and Erna Corbeil. 8 is Alfie's Girl. Brett McDonough for Richard Marlowe and John Fleischman. 9 is Katie's Delight. Sean Stacy for Steve Klonowski and Hudson Standardbreds. And 1, the King's Queen, Jason Ryan for Greg McNair and Harness Horsepower. Well, let's get a look at this field. We'll start with number 1, the King's Queen and Jason Ryan. Now, you do see a 56-2 mile in that Grassroots July the 10th at Mohawk. But the mile went quicker, 55-2. The King's Queen, inside post position. You do see in a qualifier leaving really well. Got parked early, but was able to grab the lead and finish a second in that qualifier. The King's Queen does have some overall strong ability, and on the inside, this one's set up by Greg McNair, 7-2, offers a little bit of value than a couple of others. One of those is number 3, Always Watching, who's 8-5 on the board. I think one thing that jumps out at me is that 26-second final quarter in the first of the 2 qualifiers, and in the last one, didn't go as much in the first one, but also was just cruising at the finish. So really did all the work that was necessary. 27-3, second panel. Always Watching, 2 really sharp qualifiers, and is the one the fans are enamored with the most. And 8-5 on the board is the favorite, set up by Ben Wallace. Number 2 Beach Moment. though does show a 55 in 2 qualifier, the second of 2 qualifiers, and also was parked early and then back out and going again. That's a very strong performance. Beach Moment may well be the one to beat in here, and you're looking at 3-1. Beach Moment is one that did race on the lead last race in the grassroots and then tailed away. Had the lead at the top of the stretch. Beach Moment and Paul McKenzie, 7-2 on the board. There's number 6, Amity, and J.R. Plot for Isaac Waxman, and did score a win at Kawartha in 56-2. So that bears watching that Amity is a pretty capable one. Now, tried the grassroots last race and tailed away in the late going. Although, look, it was a 28-2 final quarter, so it was more that just went a little too quick early. And still, overall, you'd have to think that was a pretty solid mile. And Amini also had a couple of qualifiers and flashed a 56-2 qualifier. Had the lead in that one and then wasn't able to close it out. But just a qualifier, so it doesn't really matter. Amini and J.R. Plant for Isaac Waxman is on the board at 7-1. About a minute or a little more to post time for the 5th Grassroots Division. The field for the 8th race, the 5th Grassroots Division, taking up positions. The King's Queen and Beach Moment on the inside with Always Watching. In the center, Drinks All Round and Kim, and on the outside of Minnie, Marvelous Kiss, and Alfie's Girl, the second tier, Katie's Delight. Field of 9 for the 8th race. Gathering speed approaching the start. And they're at the start of the rough. Kim and Minnie are getting out sharply and down to the inside. King's Queen. And then it is Beach Moment. But as the field sprints around the turn, Minnie with a large dose of early speed is going to come on and get a lead of a length and 3/4. The King's Queen is second. Beach Moment is third. Caught on the outside is Kim, and racing on the inside. 5th is Always Watching. And then it is back to Katie's Delight and Drinks All Round. Alfie's Girl is second last, and Marvelous Kiss is trailing the field. Minnie at 10-1, and J.R. Plant's got the lead. Advantage right now is about 2.5 lengths. The King's Queen is second. Beach Moment is third. And then on the inside, Always Watching is fourth. And Kim is working on the outside. Then it is back to Katie's Delight and Drinks All Round. Trailing pair, Alfie's Girl and Marvelous Kiss. And off that 28-3 solid opening quarter, they roll up towards the half. Minnie and J.R. Plant's got the lead. The King's Queen is right there studying things from the pocket. And Beach Moment is racing third. 59 seconds flat the halftime. Always Watching on the inside. And Kim hasn't seen the inside yet, but is working on the outside as they work their way on into the backstretch. Then it is back to Drinks All Around and Katie's Delay. Then it is Alfie's Girl and back trailing Marvelous Kiss. It's still a Minnie with the lead. On the outside, Beach Moment now is moving up, but coming back on the inside, the King's Queen has reclaimed second as Beach Moment has flattened out a little bit and getting some urging by Paul McKenzie. 3/4, 127 and 3. And a Mini leads by about 4 or 5 right now. Racing second, the King's Queen. Beach Moment on the inside, trying to hold on to third. Drinks All Round on the outside now. Bellies up to the bar and takes over third. Then it is Beach Moment and Always Watching. On down the stretch route they come. And Mini continues on. Mini, and on the outside, the King's Queen. Mini wasn't Mini at all, was large in victory. King's Queen was second. Then it was Drinks All Around. And fourth is between Always Watching and Beach Moment. 156 and 4. Mini. On the board, we have a 6-1-4-2. Wheeling back in front of us is the winner of race number 8. It's number 6, a Mini. A 2-year-old sports rider, brown filly, owned by Tess Waxman and David Morgan. Isaac Waxman, the trainer. J.R. Plot, the winning driver. It's the second win for a Mini. 156 and 4. Eighth race, mutual prices. Number 6, a Mini. 2210, 997.80. 1, the King's Queen. 450 and 380, and 4 Drinks All Round, $4. $2 exactors, $75.90. Try, $178.65. Superfectus, $742.05. Ninth race is next. Scratched is 5, Invictus Sealster. Note that number 6, Why So Serious, making an equipment change. Blind rattle to blinkers. Eighth race over a finish from the top. 245 391 786. That's 245 391 786. Ninth dash is next. 5 is out. 6, an equipment change. Blind bridle to blinkers.
It's late double time here at Grand River Raceway. Race number 9 is coming up next. We are done with the OSS action, but make sure you go to our website, grandriverraceway.com. Also check out the Ontario Sire Stakes website, and that's where you can track the entire schedule and see when the province's best is going to be returning right here to Elora, Ontario. But in the 9th race, let's get down to business. I like number 7, Better in Cash. And what's not to like? A winner last time out. It was the season debut, a very solid victory in 159-1. That came over a sloppy track here at Grand River, and it was a good performance, very eye-catching to break the maiden. However, not a great post position here tonight, but here's one that's won 4 of 6 in his career. I think he looks strong, and I think Scott Coulter will be able to double up with him. For second, the 8 Grand Avenue Legend is exiting out of the grassroots, and this would look like a slam dunk spot if it wasn't for the bad post. And I seem to like the bad posts in here because I'm going with the 7 and the 8. I think Better in Cash, though, will deliver. Underneath, we'll go to the second tier, the 9, Raise You 20, who was scratched sick last time, and the start before wasn't great, so we're going to have to hope that this horse is able to turn things around. Started from the second tier, though, 2 back, so familiar with that, and I think there's one that can probably just track along and get some money late in the mile. And the 1, Sunbrushed, maybe that'll be the horse that leaves out of there and gives our second tier starter somebody to follow. Got a perfect trip in the debut and finished second. Right post to get that sort of trip here again, but I think the 7 and the 8, you know they've got to be involved early, but I think they have the talent that if they do get out of there and they are aggressive, they can keep it going throughout and pull off a successful mile. I'll go 7-8, 9-1. It's late double time. Get those wagers in. Race 9 is coming up next.
Field for the 9th race on parade. 1, Sunbrushed, Tyler Moore for Gary Kingshaw. Number 2, Cataparca, Paul McKenzie for Todd Clements and Chris Nickel. Number 3, Dr. Joe, Colin Kelly for Bob McIntosh and CSX Stables and David Boyle. Number 4, Determined, Austin Sorry for Bruce McGee and Scott Davidson. Number 6, Why So Serious? Alfie Carroll for Nelson White, Frank and Robert Gentile. Number 7, Better in Cash, Scott Coulter for Tony O'Sullivan and Kevin Harvey. And number 8, Grand Ave Legend, Scott Young for Ben Wallace and Bradley Grant. 9 is Raise You 20, Anthony Hunt for Meg Crone and Hunt Racing Position. Hunt Racing Stable. Well, fans, the 5 is out, a field of 8. Note that equipment change on the 6. Blind bridle to blinkers. Let us get a look at this field. Starting with number 7, Better in Cash, who is coming in off of a win and has 4 wins in 6 starts. Better in Cash, though, is one that well, last race had the sloppy track and was able to win and win in 59. But also shows a qualifier in 55 and 4 at Mohawk. In that qualifier, came home in 26 and 4. That's a pretty strong final quarter. So, you know, there's some pretty serious wheels there, and we'll need them because there's some big time speed to the outside of Better in Cash. Better in Cash and Scotty Coulter is 6-1. Number 8, Grand Ave Legend raced in 52 and 4. Last race in a grassroots at Mohawk, and sprinted out opening quarter 26 and 4, but wasn't able to make the lead. Got the pocket and then backed away. Was able to still put up a pretty strong mile, and also shows 53 and 1. A very competitive third, beaten 3/4 just 2 races ago. And in that one, put up a 26 and 3 final quarter. So Grand Ave Legend definitely can skedaddle and is the 3-2 betting favorite. We've already had a couple of post 8s win tonight here at Grand River, and both of those were the favorite, and we have never another post 8 as the favorite. 8-5 right now. Number 4, Determined, well, was a winner from the trailer post here 2 races ago, and was able to come first up and then get to the lead. Determined, that was a very determined effort, 58 and 1 mile, and then raced at Georgian Downs last race. Now did suffer broken equipment, but battled hard, and it was a mile of 55 and 1. And you also see this one back last year as a 2-year-old with a mile of 53 and 3. So Determined is one that, well, you definitely should take a look at this one, and the better post than the first 2 we mentioned, and now is 9-5 on the board. And one more is number 1, Sunbrushed, who has had just 1 start, but was here on a sloppy track, second, 59 and 3, and closed out the mile sharply, 28 and 1. So Sunbrushed, if you subtract those 2 seconds, that's really 57 and 3, and the inside post position, and that was the first career start. So Sunbrushed, if there's one that's offering value that might be able to get a little more than the odds board suggests, maybe it is Sunbrushed, and Tyler Moore on the inside at 8-1. Ninth race will go to post shortly. Starter is called the field for race number 9. Taking up positions, Sunbrushed and Kataparka on the inside. In the center, Dr. Joe, Determined, and Why So Serious. To the outside, Better in Cash and Grand Ave Legend. The second tier, race 20. Field for the 9th race of Field of 8. into the stretch drive. Here they come. And the field for the ninth race is at the start of the round. Cataparca, Why So Serious, Grand Ave Legend from the outside, and Sunbrushed on the inside. The field charges on into the turn. Determined Now is racing fourth and works in front of Raise You 20. Why So Serious is sixth. Then Better in Cash and off stride Dr. Joe. And now it is Cataparca and Paul McKenzie with the lead. Sunbrushed is out well early, and lead is 2 lengths off the leader, Cataparca. Then it's a gap of about 5 to Grand Ave Legend, and Determined is racing on the inside fourth. Better in Cash on the outside is moving. 28-1 was the opening quarter, and is going to have cover. Determined took out, and now Determined is going to move back in. Determined's on the inside racing fourth, and Better in Cash is fifth. Off that quarter they come of 28-1. They race up towards us. Cataparca is leading by about 3 or 4. Sunbrushed is second. Grand Ave Legend is racing on the inside third. And then it is Determined to the inside and Better in Cash on the outside. Then Raise You 20 and back to Why So Serious. And then further back, Dr. Joe after that, break in stride. Into the backstretch, and Cataparca and Paul McKenzie has built a nice lead. It's about 5 or 6 lengths. Grand Ave Legend, though, has moved out and is second and is closing quickly now. And then Sunbrushed and Better in Cash. They hustle on to 3/4. Cataparca on the outside. Grand Ave Legend is bearing down on Cataparca. Better in Cash is racing third. 3/4, 126-1. Then Determined Now. Determined is kicking in strongly. Sunbrushed on the inside. Cataparca right now is holding off Grand Ave Legend. Here comes Determined on the outside, and Better in Cash is in the hunt as well. 3/4, 126-1. Cataparca, Grand Ave Legend, and out wide. Determined is going to roll right on by. Determined is able to win. Then second is between Better in Cash and Grand Ave Legend, and then Cataparca. 156-3. Determined. Wheeling back in front of us, the winner of race number 9. It's number 4, Determined. Determined is a 3-year-old Better's Delight Bay Colt, owned by Bruce McKean and Scott Davidson. Bruce McKean's the trainer, Austin Sorey the winning driver, and it's the second win for Determined. Second this year, second lifetime. 156-3, a new career mark. And the ninth race payouts, number 4, Determined, 693, 4250. 7, Better in Cash, 520, 270. 8, Grand Ave Legend, 240. $2 exact or $34. Dollar Try, $48.25. Dollar Super, 182.65. Ninth race order finish from the top. 548, 1 scratch 7 2 3 6. That's 548, 1 scratch 7 2 3 6.
Well, it is time to put a bow on this Friday evening card. Race number 10, the finale, is coming up next. We do have Super High 5 wagering available, and we've got a real strong group of pacing mares here to battle in the preferred number 3. And I am going to land on number 6, West Beach, who comes here to Grand River Raceway, has been racing on the bigger size ovals. And here is a 4-year-old mare that if you look 2 back, she faced some real good company at Woodbine Mohawk Park. They're trying to find the right spot for her to slot in here. She is a mare that is 1 for 3 this year, 0 for 21 a year ago, but I think that she'll be able to get a confidence-boosting score here tonight. She was a winner over Georgian Downs in her season debut early on in June, so we'll look for this spot to be the right spot for West Beach. How about the 8, Casimir Swamp Girl? Comes in off a strong performance at Georgian in the preferred 2. 1 at this spot, 2 back. I likely see this one firing. Will need to be close to be in the hunt of things, and with that tough post position, though, it makes things a little tricky, so that's why I'm going a couple spots into the 6. West Beach, who just, again, like I said, she has faced some real good mares. I think she'll like this company. So to round out my top 4 in this 10th race, I am going to use the 7, Large on Legacy, who saw a 4-race win streak snap last time. She shifts back to the half-mile oval. And the 4, Anderson Sealster, one with tons of back class. She's a 6-year-old mare that's certainly capable of winning. She's approaching 100 career starts. She's got 15 wins to her name. But I'm going with the 6, West Beach, to cap off this Friday night card. 6-8-7-4 from yours truly. 1 to go. Hopefully you can go out a winner. To take us home, track announcer Gary Guy.
Field for the 10th race on Parade 1, Shimar's Lady Havoc, Scott Young for Peter Finnegan and Sheila Lewis. Number 2, Casino Classic, Ryan Holiday for Robert Manders and Richard Manders and Keith Manders. Number 3, How Mac Feisty, Jason Ryan for Jack Harris. Number 4 is Anderson Sealster, Brett McDonough for Isabel Darvo. Number 5, So Frisky, Alpha Carroll for Anita Willett, Luke Willett, and Paul Bernard. Number 6, West Beach, Travis Henry for Martin Lachance and Dragon Racing. Number 7, Larjon Legacy, Paul McKenzie for Jody Cullen and Travis Cullen. 8 is Casper Swamp Girl, Cullen Kelly for Kyle Bossens and William Pendleton. And 9 is Alphabet Queen, Austin Story for Scott McNiven and Thomas Broadhurst. Field of 9, 10th and final dash, Scott Young drives 1, Jason Ryan drives 3. Let us take a gander at this field, and we're going to start first with number 4, Anderson Sealster. Does show a mile at Mohawk of 53 just 2 races ago, and was a 5-time winner last year. In fact, look at last year. Took a mark of 150 and 4. Anderson Sealster does have 3 wins this year. It drops rather raced in this class last time out. Came first up and did back away with the first up trip. But Anderson Sealster, if she can get a better trip, definitely a big threat to possibly win. Brett McDonald and Anderson Sealster, 6-1. Number 6, West Beach, is one that raced in pretty strong company at Georgian Downs last race and parked early, was back out and going again a little later in the mile, and put up a really good mile, 52 and 4, beating a length and 3/4, and also shows 51 and 3 at Mohawk 2 races ago in a tough non-winners of 5 class. So West Beach, this will be just the 4th start of the year. Didn't win last year, but has 4 wins lifetime, including that one this year. West Beach, 7-1. Definitely offers some value compared to how quickly she can skedaddle. Number 7, Larjon Legacy, 5 wins on the year, and a winner in 53 and 3 at Mohawk. I made it 4 consecutive wins, June the 19th. Then tried Mohawk the last start in an optional 25,000. Raced in 52 and 2, but the race went in 150 and 4. So Larjon Legacy changing venues, and Larjon Legacy, Paul McKenzie, is on the board at 6-1. Number 5, So Frisky, comes in off of a second in this class last time out. 8-time winner last year, and a nice mark of 51 and 3 last year. So Frisky, 5 out of 9 in the top 3, looks to build on that good last race here. So Frisky and Alfie Carroll is on the board right now as the favorite at 8-5. The 10th race is a very interesting field to close off this night, and a field of 9 featuring the Super High 5. 10th dash going to post in about a couple of minutes. The starting gate is moving into position, taking up their spots on the gate. Shimar's Lady Havoc Casino Classic and Hamac Feisty on the inside. In the center, Anderson, Silster, and So Frisky. And to the outside, West Beach, Larjon Legacy and Casper, Swamp Girl. And the second tier, Alphabet Queen. It's a field of 9 in the stretch, nearing the start. And they're at the start of the rough. Casino Classic and Hamac Feisty, but Anderson Sealster hustles out sharpest of all, So Frisky. But down to the inside, Casino Classic. Casino Classic and Anderson Sealster. So Frisky is still traveling out wide. Down to the inside is Hamac Feisty. Then it's Alphabet Queen, who's racing 5th, and 6th is West Beach. Then we're back to Larjon Legacy and Casper. Swamp Girl and Shimar's Lady Havoc is trailing the field. On they race to the opening quarter, and it's now So Frisky and Alfie Carroll. Frisky early grabs a lead, 26-4 the opening quarter. Anderson Sealster is second. Casino Classic is racing position 3rd, and Hamac Feisty is racing 4th as the field comes off the turn and races on towards us. And now popping to the outside. There goes Casino Classic come first up. And racing 3rd as they come up to the half. Inside 4th is Hamac Feisty. Alphabet Queen is 5th, and then it's West Beach and Larjon Legacy. Half was 55-3. Shimar's Lady Havoc takes the short way around the turn and is racing 8th, and then it is Casmer's Swamp Girl. On they work on down the back stretch. So Frisky with the lead. On the inside, Anderson Sealster right now is tending to second. Casino Classic is on the outside 3rd. Hamac Feisty is racing 4th, and West Beach on the outside. Larjon Legacy, then Alphabet Queen. Casper Swamp Girl is making up a ton of ground, and Shimar's Lady Havoc trails. They march on by 3/4, 125-1. Casino Classic. Casino Classic, So Frisky, West Beach, and now bursting onto the scene comes Casper Swamp Girl. It is Casino Classic and West Beach. And then to the outside, that is Casper Swamp Girl on down the stretch route they come. And right now, West Beach and Casino Classic and West Beach in a photo. It looked like it was Casino Classic and then Casper Swamp Girl and Larjon Legacy. 155-1. On the board, we have a 26875. That is 26875. Back in front of us, the winner of race number 10. It's number 2, Casino Classic, a 6-year-old classic card shark bay mare owned by Richard Manders and Keith Manders. Robert Manders is the trainer. Ryan Holiday, Happy Holiday, the winning driver. It's the 3rd win this year in the 24th lifetime. Casino Classic, 155-1. The 10th race, Mutual Payouts at number 2, Casino Classic. $11.75 and $3.50. 6 West Beach, $4.23.10. 8 Casper Swamp Girl, $4.30. The Exactor, Casino Classic in West Beach, $2 ticket, $48. Dollar try, $104.05. $2 double, $35.40. The dollar pick 3, $373.60. A 20-cent win for of $849.21. Ka-ching, and another ka-ching, 20-cent high five. It's a 20-cent high five in race number 10. We are going to need a bigger boat. $708.33. Ka-ching again. The 10th race. Order of finish from the top, 618-752-439. That is 618-752-439 on the bottom. Well, fans, that concludes the live harness racing program for this Friday evening. Hope you have a great weekend. Join us for live racing action again this coming Monday. First race, 6:30 p.m. Buenas noches, amigos.